You have no idea how happy I am to finally be able to make this video for you. And what I'm going to talk about in this video is what has been going on, what have we been doing behind the scenes with our bond portfolio. And so I'm going to tell you that as of right now, we are 98%, all of the bonds inside our portfolio have been sold. There's a few remaining ones that are left, but it's so small that at this point I can tell you what's going on. So I'm going to tell you a long story to get to my point, okay? The long story is this. We have two core values. The first one is the right thing to do is always the right thing to do. And the second core value, which is our core value number 4, which is that if a client calls us about something we should have told them, then we lost. The problem we've encountered over the last few weeks is that those two core values were at odds with each other. And so the right thing to do is always the right thing to do did not allow us to do the second or the fourth core value, which is to tell you what's going on. And therefore you called us about it, many of you did, and therefore we lost. And it broke our heart. It was killing us, believe me. So I want to give you a story to illustrate what I'm talking about. Back in 2008, in May, we started noticing that even though the Federal Reserve was lowering interest rates, bond prices were falling. And that really concerned us because normally what happens when interest rates are falling is bond values go up. So all of a sudden we were in this bizarro universe where what we knew didn't work, and we said, okay, we don't want to play in a game where we don't understand the rules. So we called our managers, our investment managers, and we said we want to sell all of our bonds. And what they said is, okay, that's fine, we can do that, but if we sell it all in one day, we are not going to get the best pricing, because a large volume like that in one day, the other side will take advantage of it. The market gets wind of it. They will, we won't get best pricing. So do you want it to be done quickly, in which case we won't get good pricing? Or do you want us to do it in an orderly fashion where we seek out the best opportunities and protect the value as much as possible? So what we said was, well, we want to protect the value as much as possible, but we still want to get it done, right? So they said, okay, well, if we do it that way, then it may take a week to 10 days for us to completely get out of all of our bonds. However, while we are doing that, we can't tell anybody because that is insider information. That is called, and as you guys know, you may remember Martha Stewart went to jail for insider information or insider trading. So we had to protect not only you, because if you knew that we were doing that and you did something accordingly, then you would actually be violating the law. And we wanted to protect you from that, inadvertent law breaking. But also on our part, if we revealed insider information, then that would also cause us to essentially break the law. So we were stuck in a place where we could not tell our clients what we were doing while we were doing it. So while it was happening, clients were calling us and emailing and saying, why are we selling our bonds? What's going on? And we could not answer. And that broke our heart. It's horrible. And that's exactly what happened this time. And believe me, this has been the hardest ever for me to have to not be able to tell you what we're doing. So on March 16th, we told our managers that we want to sell all of our bonds. And they asked us the same question. Do you want to get out in one fell swoop and suffer bad pricing and people taking advantage of us? Or do you want us to do it in a way where we seek out the best opportunities and protect the value of the money as much as possible? And we said, let's do the second one. We want to protect value, but we do want to get it done as quickly as is reasonable. And so that's why we actually have been selling the bonds since March 16th. That has been going on. As I report to you in this video, we have now sold inside the fund, the bonds inside of it. We're sitting at about 98% of them sold. The 2% that is left is a small amount. And therefore, it is okay for us to now tell you that we're doing that. You may have noticed that the price of the bond fund has not moved in the last few days, and the reason why is because this essentially all the money, except for that little bit that's still in bonds, is now in the government bond money market fund. This is the same place where the proceeds of the sale of our stocks went. Okay, so it's in a government bond money market fund, and that's where we sit. Now, the investments inside the fund have been sold and are sitting in that government bond money market fund, except for that small amount. However, we don't want to sell the fund itself yet, the container. Okay, and the reason why we don't is because there is still some residual interest that's coming that we want to get. Those bonds earned interest. That interest will be paid after March 30th. So we want to be sure that we get that interest, and once we've gotten that, then we will sell the fund itself. So the fund will continue to be there. It is invested in what we want to be invested in after we close the fund and move the money, but we want to wait until we get the interest. Okay, so that's where we sit. And again, please give us grace on this. We could not tell you. We wanted to, but we were doing the right thing. We were selling the bonds the whole time. And just remember, we always have your best interest at heart. We always do everything we can to protect your money from losses, from bad things. We want your money to last as long as you do, okay? There's no question about that. And unfortunately, because we couldn't tell you, we couldn't deliver on our second goal when it comes to the bond portfolio, and that is we also want you to have peace of mind. But I guess lesson learned is don't assume we're sitting doing nothing, okay? We literally have been meeting every single day since before March 16th with our managers, our investment committee. Every day we've been meeting, and we've even met on a Saturday in the middle of all of that. We took a Sunday off, okay? But other than that, we met every single day, and in some days twice a day, because the credit markets, the bond markets were going nuts, and we wanted to be on top of that for you. So again, don't worry about this stuff. Let us do this worrying for you. That's what we want to do. This is what we are. It's our job for you. So let us do that, okay? So once again, thank you for allowing us the privilege of being your retirement planner, of managing your money for you and guiding you through all of this. And again, this is very similar to what happened in 2008, where we sold all of our bonds and we sat in cash in the money market fund with our equities and our bonds. And, you know, there was a government stimulus plan in October of 2008, and the market went way up, just as like it has in the last week. But then when the momentum in the economy kind of caught up with that, it fell way down, and it went down dramatically after that, all the way down till March of 2009. So another 4 months after that. And we anticipate it's going to be the same this time, unfortunately. So we hope that you are safe. You've quarantined yourself. Your money is now quarantined as well. It's all out of harm's way to the best that we can make it. And we will talk soon. Thank you.